I have been part of SAAR. It's the only organization I belong to since I came back to Arizona from California. I'm also a broker in California, and I researched all the associations before I decided to join SAAR. And one of the reasons I joined SAAR was because of the education and because of their commitment to the community. And since I've started getting more involved and learning more about SAAR, I love it. I love it. And the people are just so great. And I think we're so fortunate to have such a great staff and great support as agents and realtors. We need all the help that we can get from our association. And they really have, they're really listening to us and trying to come up with ways that they can help us further our careers and further our businesses and support us in whatever way they can. So I always appreciate that.
Thank you, Polly. Allison Cahill is next.
Hi, I'm Allison Cahill, and I'm with Walt Family Realty. And yeah, I've also been with SAAR ever since I started real estate 8 years ago. And during that period, I've been on the Sustainability Committee and also the Global Connect Council. And in both instances, I've had the opportunity to talk to associations across the country. And I can tell you, when talking to the other associations, it just emphasizes the fact that SAAR is, I would say that as an association, we're way ahead of the other organizations, or I shouldn't say it in that way, but we're very progressive and forward thinking, which I've really enjoyed. So thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Allison. And Jeff, you want to go next? Jeff Dial.
Sounds excellent. Thank you. Jeff Dial here. Been involved with the association here for a couple of years. Got involved, applied for a committee, government affairs. Kind of the history for me and everything is, moved to Arizona a long time ago, went to ASU and everything, and got involved in politics. I got elected to the state legislature as a state rep, a state senator, did that for a number of years. And since then, been doing full-time real estate the last couple of years, and got involved with the association, served in the government affairs committee, served as government affairs chair and candidate review committee. So it's important for me to just provide value to our members and make sure we're advocating for and influencing public policy, engaging with members, and just making sure we're always improving our and having organizational development. Try to make myself super accessible. If you have a question or concern, feel free to text me or call me. Are we good to give our phone number out?
You go ahead.
All right. Feel free to call me at 480-203-9616, and I'll put that in the chat here. Thank you, guys. We appreciate your phone.
And on our candidate website, all of the contact information for all of our board candidates are there as well. So please feel free to reach out to them. Kristen Graziano.
Hey, I'm Kristen Graziano. I've been involved with SAAR, or a member of SAAR, since I got my license in 2000, well, for 17 years ago. I think it was 03. And my grandma was a member of SAAR like 50 years ago. So it was never a question of which board I would join. And I've been involved with SAAR on the Sustainability Committee most recently. And what I love is that SAAR has an opportunity for people to be involved in an area they're interested in. So you've got Young People's Network, you have a lot of different areas. So it's not just one. There are a lot of areas where people can get involved. And I would love to, on the board, deepen the connection with members. I have some experience on other boards where we really utilized our community to connect with others more deeply. And I think that brings more involvement to SAAR. But I love everything SAAR does. I think SAAR is just, it is one of the best, I think. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Kristen. Stacy, I have a hard time seeing everybody on my screen.
Oh, okay.
Krolak, here she is.
I'm Stacy Krolak, and I have been a member of SAAR ever since I've had my real estate license. I really believe in lifelong learning and helping the new member pull them in. I've recently been on RPAC committee and also strategic planning for SAAR and some other committees and collaboration with the Women's Council. So we've done several meetings, and I'm just happy to be a part and just help the member. I really believe that it's more so about the member and being accessible and helping all of us do better in our community. So I'm here to help. Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy.
Mhm.
And finally, Polly Mitchell.
Hey, the last Polly.
Last Polly.
Hi. I'm Polly Mitchell. I've been in state since 2003 when I actually joined SAAR. I was with Russ Lyon, and I don't want to say that's where they threw me in, but they threw me into the best. So that's when I got involved with SAAR. And then over the years, I've had the chance to participate on different levels. 2006, I had the chance to participate in Star Night, and then the last 2 years on the Global Council. And this year, I'm co-chair with the other Polly for the co-chair, the Global Council, which has been exciting. So my interest might be a little bit different. I'm really interested in the international community and taking SAAR forward into that community. I did have a chance to attend MIPIM in Cannes. Well, 2019, although it was canceled, I did go, and it was virtually, but that is such a wonderful event that has not been into by real estate agents. And I think that is such a wealth of or opportunity possibilities. And also, I really enjoy collaborating with committee members, and I look forward to like new ideas, moving SAAR forward. SAAR, like the other candidate said, such a wealth of information, and I know agents out there, I don't think they know half of what SAAR does. I can tell you over the years, I don't even have, and once you get involved, it's like, holy cow, there is so much to offer, and I'm looking forward to giving back to the community, and yeah, so that's me.
Great. Thank you so much. All 6 of you, I think you can see from the quality of the candidates that we have that our nominating committee just really knocked it out of the park with some wonderful individuals. So now we're going to go into questions. And the first question, it looks like David Schmid was up all night coming up with questions. Thank you, David. And, you know, I love this question because David is coming off of our board, and we've had such a great experience with him. He's led us through some really difficult projects, and we're going to miss him. But so he's going to ask some tough questions. We know that. And so the first one he had was, what will SAAR gain from your participation on the board? And let's start with Allison Cahill. I see her on the screen.
Okay, sure. So what SAAR would gain from having me on the board is, I guess, first of all, my past experiences with SAAR, with the Sustainability Committee, Global Council, and also the Leadership Academy. And then with my background in teaching, I would love to use the opportunity while being on the board to help educate other realtors and help them grow professionally. And in addition, after teaching, I was a corporate attorney, and so I could use that background for any kind of organization as far as like contractual and memorandums of understanding, et cetera. And also my interest in public policy that kind of goes along with my background. And yeah, so that's what you could get if I'm on the board.
Thank you so much, Allison. Jeff Dial, you want to take that question next?
Absolutely. Thank you. You know, I think what the association gains from my participation is probably my biggest strength comes from the public policy thing and just protecting us so we can all kind of pursue our dreams. Been involved for a long time with public policy. AAR recognized me as a policy champion in 2011, one of my first years in the legislature, just for all the work I was doing with the state association with short sales and other problems we were having at that time. Also serve currently on the state AAR's legislative committee. So I've been involved with there, just reviewing all the issues that go in front of the legislature down there. And then just recently doing the candidate review committee and interviewing all our candidates for our local cities. Many times I know a lot of these candidates, so I always am kind of familiar with what's going on in different cities from involvement as well as being on the SAAR Government Relations Committee. So I think that would be a strong, so obviously my strongest area is probably the public policy side, but then just beyond that is diving into budgets and looking at the numbers. And I'm always maybe a little bit of a rebel. So being a little bit of a rebel, you know, I like to work with everyone, but also I think you have to kind of say like, okay, everyone's thinking this, just kind of thinking out of the box is I'm always trying to think out of the box and just present alternatives just so that we have the discussion on those things.
Thank you, Jeff. Stacy, you want to go next?
Yes, absolutely. I would say my number one attribute is just my enthusiasm to help and be a part of a cause going forward good for our members and for the real estate agents in our community. And second, I would say the web that I'm able to cast out nationwide because of my affiliation with the Women's Council. I do know members around the country, and I'm able to pull information from them and their local associations in their community possibly of what's working out there and what isn't, and bring that back to our local board to help us facilitate and go forward and be the best that we can be. I'm also a mother-daughter team, so I really believe in extending that hand out to the next person and pulling them up and always replacing yourself just for the good of the organization so that we go on and that we can always be a positive, visible out into the community. So thank you.
Great. Thank you, Stacy. Kristen, you want to go next, Kristen?
Yes, what I bring is I've been coached by a Buffini coach for years, and I really, really believe in personal connections and deepening personal connections. And I think that SAAR has a great member base, and I think SAAR does a great job of connecting with them. I would like to just help take it to the next level of personally connecting with a lot of our members and letting them know more so of everything we do, because we do a lot. And my involvement on the sustainability committee, I would, along with Allison, I'd love to deepen that. That's something I really love, and I learned a lot in that process, and I loved being involved with SAAR. I think that everyone at SAAR is amazing, and just getting that more out to our community and connecting with them.
Great. Thank you very much, Kristen. How about Polly Blackwell?
Well, I think I bring some diversity as far as having some experience. I am also a licensed broker in Northern California. And so having the contrast of what happens in California, what happens in Arizona, and being able to have access to information of like what's working in another state and bringing that into the picture and discussing it and saying like, will that work for us? And just having some outlets for some different creativity. And I also have been, I have committed to working on committees through SAAR. So I was on the Global Council, and this year I'm co-chairing the Global Council. I've done Leadership Academy last year, which was phenomenal. And so I think I bring a lot of that with me, and just a spirit of collaboration and teamwork. And, I think that when you get creative and you use everybody's mind and you come up with some mind mapping and creative ideas, I think at the end you come out with a much better product that will serve the members in the community on a larger scale. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm a lifelong learner as well, so I'm teachable.
Thank you, Polly. Polly Mitchell, you going to close up for us on this question?
Sure. What I would bring is my collaboration skills and forward creative thinking. I love collaborating with people and listening to ideas and playing off those ideas and moving things forward. I'm all about that. And I think that is my biggest strength. And also giving back to the real estate community, because they've been very good to me over the years. And again, like I mentioned before, SAAR just has so much to offer that agents don't know about. So what can we do new to bring that to real estate and just take our members to a higher level? And also the international community. I think, again, that's really exciting to me. So I'm a collaborator and a doer, and we like to have fun, or I do anyway.
Awesome.
That's it.
Thank you, and thank you everyone for those answers. I'm going to give preferential treatment to our president-elect, Louis McCall, seeing he will be our president next year in 2021. And he had a great question. It says, what do you think is important to focus on going into 2021, considering the current state of affairs? So that is a great question, Louis. Thank you for that. And we're going to start with Polly Mitchell.
Hey, oh, I'm back on. Oh my gosh, 2021. I hate to use the word normal because I like to move forward, but I think if we can get back to some type of normalcy, maybe with a different flair, would be wonderful for me. I'm hoping, honestly, the market calms down. I don't know if we can talk obviously we can talk real estate, but it's crazy out there and I hate this market. It reminds me of a lot of you probably the '05 market, and it's just difficult to operate in and things can get really weird. So I'm just looking about going maybe normal in a new way and keep promoting, real estate to the highest level and keeping people involved and hopefully maybe to relieve some fears that might be out there. Maybe we can help people relieve some fears and have a lot of empathy for whatever people are feeling, because I know it's been a roller coaster. So that's my gut answer.
Great, thank you. Kristen, do you want to go next on that one?
Sure. I think what we can do for next year or going into next year is finding out where people are at and where they need support. Because to Polly's point, like the market has been crazy. And it's hard for all of us. It's like we're like here and we're here and we're here and we're, it's a very difficult time to navigate us from a work perspective. But then on a personal level, I know there's a lot of people struggling from a mental health perspective. We're going through a lot of challenges personally, I think is all of us are, to different degrees. And so I think finding out what our member needs are and where we can support them, because it's challenging on so many different levels from personal and professional perspective.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you. I see a lot of heads nodding. Yeah, it is. Allison, can you take it away on that question as well?
Sure. Yeah, that's a great question. So with 2021, a lot of uncertainty, obviously. And I think with that, I think in 2020, SAAR did a fantastic job of pivoting and
yeah, bravo. Seriously.
yeah, fantastic. Like doing, using Zoom in so many different ways with the virtual happy hours. This coffee also I think is fantastic. And I think going forward, just to continue flexibility and, and being able to make all our members feel comfortable, which I know is not easy. So I guess we are foreseeing in 2020 that we will gradually, most likely, be moving from virtual back possibly into meetings, although none of us know that, but to be able to plan ahead, but also have flexibility, knowing that we might not know when that day comes when we go back to regular meetings, but continue just to offer our members all types of opportunities, as casual as the virtual happy hours, but then also the structured meetings that we have and the different speakers, and also continuing education online. So all of that, I think, we'll just continue to be flexible and have a plan, but not really necessarily know when the plan will be implemented to go back into face-to-face meetings.
Thank you, Allison. Polly Blackwell.
Well, I concur with everything that has been said. And I think going forward to 2021, that we also need to help our members. And I mean, I think we have done a great job of this hitting us, and it's like, okay, how do we do this? Well, I think we also need to help prepare our members on how do they regroup in 2021, because they're now adjusting to this market and the craziness in this market, and then trying to be operating a successful business in this market. So what can we do to prepare them for going back to either a combination of what we're currently going through and going back to what normal is, but how do we prepare provide resources and things like that to prepare the members for that transition. And I think just being able to be a voice to help people to regroup, and it's like, it's a tough year and everybody working at home. I know people have felt isolated, and trying to just get out into the public again, even more so, but just helping them regroup. And it's like, okay, how do I regroup my business and how do I get that up and running again? And I think that SAAR has been just a great resource for everything up to this point. And I think going forward, I think we'll have a role as, helping people start their businesses again.
Agreed.
Thank you. And Jeff, I'm going to go to you next.
Thank you. I think looking at this next year, it's just engaging with our members and everything, getting more involved. I think one of the things I really valued when I got involved with SAAR was the leadership program, because I was serving on a committee and they said, hey, have you taken our leadership class? You should look at that. And I got involved with that. And I know this year we didn't have a leadership program. So I think it's just going out there, engaging, getting people involved with SAAR, because there's so many great people out there and so many good ideas that we can get involved. I'd like to actually see us do some mini SAAR, or you take what the leadership program is and maybe break it up into smaller sessions. Because I'm not sure everyone can commit to a 10-week or 12-week program, depending on what the leadership class is planning for the next year. And I'd like to do that just to get more people involved, because I think it's always makes us a better organization when we get more members trying to get involved. And one of the good things, I think, is a lot of people here, it's not the same people forever sitting in leadership positions. So when we have those new people coming in, I think it just strengthens the organization. And it gets people coming back, being involved, because, just beyond the association, we got different programs. We got the building, getting people coming back, holding events in the building, people engaging with our education school, and just reaching out and having a great SAAR, because, I think the future of SAAR, we've got this great organization and association now, but I think we got brighter and the best days of association are ahead of us. Thank
you. Stacy.
I was going to ask you, Rebecca, to repeat the question now.
What do you think is important to focus on going into 2021, considering the current state of affairs?
Thank you. I would say to be open-minded about the future, to really give our members the tools going forward. I really believe that we're probably going to look at a hybrid situation going forward. Will be some in person and some with Zoom. So that brings me to really looking at our tool belt for the member and being able to give them technology, maybe apps or different programs that will help them utilize this with their clients, with the consumer out in the public, and how they're going to be able to best facilitate and help their clients going forward in this hybrid world. And also to just give them the confidence that this too shall pass, and that we are here for support. We're here to help them and do whatever we need to help the member, because the member is our number one priority, I believe, going forward.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you, for those great answers. I am going to ask that question that I promised. It was understanding that an association of our size can't be all things to all members. Can you describe the member that we should target our services to? And I'm going to start with you, Kristen.
Ooh, thank you.
I saw you think really hard, so I'm like, bam.
People who want to grow. I think that SAAR has so much to offer that helps people grow professionally. And I think targeting people who want to further their career, who want to grow in their career, who want to become, I don't want to say more professional, but up their, skills in what we do is not easy, and I personally believe it can take quite a while to build the skills, counter a lot of the challenges that we come up against. And so targeting people who want to learn, who want to grow, and continuing to provide the opportunity for them to do that is huge, and who want to, along with that, not everybody is meant to be in a leadership role, if you will. I think that everybody can contribute, whether it's that they make phone calls or they are a leader or just supportive in some way. So I think building leaders, but also just involvement, because not everybody's meant to be on the board and not everybody's meant to be the president, but I think that there is a place for everyone.
Thank you. I'm going to go to Jeff next. And I'm willing to repeat the question for anyone.
He's muted. He's muted.
Uh-oh. All right. Are you there, Jeff?
Yep, I'm here. So I'm going to target people who are unmuted out there. Okay.
Target market. The ones who know how to unmute. Yeah.
No, I think really it really comes down to, I want to say everyone, but I think it goes back to your question. It's a limited number of people, and we lose so many people in that first 2 years. So I think really it has to be the people who are, either part-time looking to go full-time, they are out there who've been involved in real estate, because with that limited resources, people have been, in the business 2-4 years and beyond is really where our targeting has to be. I would love to say we had the resources to go after every single just brand new person, hold their hand and mentor them, but I feel so often that goes back to the company they're joining, the brokerage. I think we obviously have training programs, ongoing resources, but I don't think that's the person we're targeting. So I think that's really what you look at. So that ideal person who's been in business a couple of years, they're not going to be part of, unfortunately, the 80-20 rule where they're going to be gone in 2 years because they didn't figure out how to grow that business and maintain it. So I think that'd be the person I would be looking at. Because I think by working together, we're a stronger organization, and we need those people who are going to be staying involved. So,
thank you, Polly Mitchell.
Yes, I would actually recommend going after the new agents that come out of perhaps SAAR school, the pre-licensing. I think again, back to what people are saying, you could mold them, shape them, give them the tools to stay in the business and help them obviously grow their business. So I would go after the newbies, and also the full-time agents. I hate to categorize that. I mean, you could get the part-time agents too. I'm going to leave it at go after the newbies and start to really mold them. I think that's a fantastic opportunity to build the real estate community.
Great, thank you. Allison.
I would agree with Polly that I think going after the newer agents, in that I think as a new agent, it's extremely overwhelming. There's so much to real estate. And I think that's when you're in real estate school or even contemplating becoming a realtor, that's something that most of us didn't think about. So you have to wear so many different hats, and it is just all encompassing and very overwhelming. And I think having maybe some type of, pairing new realtors with some sort of mentor, if they are a member of SAAR, would be very beneficial, and would help them, guide them and encourage them to stay in real estate, so that we do have the best realtors that we can have, and the best membership, and just encouraging them to stay with it. And all of us at SAAR have something that we all come from very, I think, diverse backgrounds. And so we all have something to offer that might be, in different ways, and just helping agents, new agents, work on different skills, and just being a sounding board when they come across something, or they feel overwhelmed, or they have questions that aren't necessarily broker questions, but just, general business questions.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Molly Blackball.
Well, I think that targeting agents who have kind of see a bigger picture, so to speak. And a lot of times those are the new agents, because, their eyes are wide open and they're thinking, oh, I got my license, now I get paychecks. But I definitely think that I know our brokerage is involved in a new program that will definitely be targeted towards new agents, and it's called the Right Start program. And it's really is eye-opening just to see from a new agent coming into the business, like all the things, and treating it like a business, and not just, you know, that you're out there doing deals and getting a paycheck, but actually building a business. And how do I do that? And how do I market? And how do I do those things? Because when we build that knowledge and that foundation for new agents, then they will start serving the community and things like that, because they start seeing the bigger picture of how can I be involved. And I'm not just here for a paycheck. I'm here to serve my clients, and I'm here to serve my fellow realtors in that community. I think in doing that too, it will also promote the realtor brand and move the brand forward in the public eyes, so that they see value in us, and they see that, you know, we're ethical, and that we do, you know, subscribe to a code of ethics, and we're not just used car salespeople. So I agree, you know, targeting new agents and getting them before they build any bad habits, and encouraging them to keep the education going, and keeping up on what's happening and in the marketplace, and with the legislation and all of that, and trying to, you know, provide a way for them to stay on top of it. So it's easy, because that's a lot of information to digest. But if we can break it down into digestible parts that they can manage, then I think we'll build a much stronger agent community.
Thank you. And Stacy, I think you're the last one on this question. Did I get that right?
I think so, yes. I believe that our target person in our membership SAAR would be lifelong learners, anyone that's wanting to help. Members that are involved in RAPAC, like myself, I'm a major investor. I believe that's really important to be involved in that. But also the new member from the 1 to 3 years, and pulling them in under our wings and extending that olive branch out, and just offering to help and get them involved, and realize that once they become part of the process and part of our organization, how it not only helps themselves become better agents, it helps our whole community, and it helps our real estate world. And just by being involved, even if they just break off into a little team project, do a little something, it will help all of us be more professional. It will help themselves being lifelong learners, and something else that they can put under their tool belt. So I would say that anyone in our community that is just willing to help and be a part of the good movement going forward for all of us.
Thank you. So I'm glad you mentioned RAPAC, because my next question is going to be in regards to RAPAC. And I know many of you are major investors, and you've obviously paid attention to some of the successes that it has brought us over the last couple of years. But if you were in front of someone who was probably not as familiar, can you just give me a real short, pitch about why they should invest in RAPAC and why it's important to our realtor issues? And I know that's a tough question, so don't get too bogged down in it. Don't overcomplicate it. I want something short and sweet. And I'm going to start with Allison.
Okay. All right. So why? So just to clarify the question, so why?
You were speaking to
me. The importance of RAPAC.
Who's not familiar with RAPAC?
Oh, not from. Okay. All right. So I would say, RAPAC is obviously it's vital to all of us in the profession, to realtors, and in that they truly are looking out for our best interests. They're our voice from the political standpoint, and they work hard to, in my mind, protect not only us in our profession, but also homeowners, and on various issues, including home ownership and development, et cetera. So it's something that, we all should invest in that they truly have our back.
Great. Okay. I know Jeff's got a pitch. Go, Jeff.
All right. So I was going to say, you said this is a hard question. I'm like, this is an easy question because I'm already telling people.
All right. Short and sweet, though.
Short and sweet. Okay. Well, I think it comes down to, I donate every year. And it's important to donate because it gives us, number one, you want to get access to the candidates because we have, when you look at the surveys, a great environment for realtors so we can pursue our dreams. We want to have a great place for homeowners and everything. And we want to be like known as kind of a force so that we can keep those good policies out there, that when we run into problems that we can work with our local officials. It's not going to necessarily get them to agree with us, but we want to be able to get our foot in the door so that they listen to us and know that, hey, if you're not listening to us or at least trying to work with us, you don't have to 100% agree with us, that at least we have that opportunity. Because many times I think on policy stuff, and I'm going to try and keep this short as I'm saying this.
I can feel the struggle.
Sorry, I got a lot of passion about having a good work environment for realtors and a good community for our homeowners. So really, it's just letting them know that it makes a huge difference, and those dollars. I've been on both sides, so it makes a huge difference.
Great, thank you, Jeff. I'm going to go to Polly Mitchell next.
Okay, I am going to be a baby beginner for RAPAC. I have donated, but I cannot speak intelligently on it, to be quite honest. That is the next probably adventure in my real estate career. I know agents, I know many of you are, and I have observed you, but I have not participated on any level like most of you have. So I can be easily molded and shaped, and I really look forward to learning more about that and taking that out into the community to share with agents. So I'm your baby beginner.
Well, thank you. You've got a lot of people who would love to have a conversation with you on that.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I know Cindy's drooling over here. She's got, I'm next.
Yeah. Come and get me.
Polly Blackwell.
Well, I think the way that I would explain it is that it's by donating to RAPAC, and you're actually not donating, you're actually investing in your own business, because RAPAC, not only do they go out and they monitor propositions and new laws and things that are going to affect the realtor community, but also affect homeowners. And I just see them as like a force of protection around our industry and around homeowners. And I feel very proud that by them doing that we are protecting homeowners, because a lot of times they have no idea how these propositions can affect them and how it's going to affect their ownership or taxes or whatever. So I know that we have one of the largest groups of lobbyists out there in Washington working on our behalf. So I think definitely I have been learning a lot about RAPAC, and I didn't realize the extent of all the things that they do to protect us. So actually I really appreciate it and help spread the word.
Cool.
Thank you. We're going to go with Kristen Graziano.
So I am with Polly Mitchell in that this is not an area where I have a strong knowledge of, but I can say that I do fully recognize that all of us can't be experts in everything. And so having RAPAC allows us to have protection for us as realtors and then our community. And it's not just, we need representation at a local level, at a state level, at a national level. And I feel like SAAR, AAR, and NAR are phenomenal tools for that. So it is definitely not my strength, I will say that, but I absolutely see the value in that. And I value that in that I know that I don't have to personally be the one going out and looking at all this stuff, that there's somebody looking out for us and looking out for our best interest.
Great, thank you. I think Stacy's the only one I didn't get. Did I miss anyone else? All right, Stacy, take it away.
Okay. I strongly believe in the American dream of home ownership. My daughter and I actually give an American flag to everyone that we close with if they're able to hang it on the structure that they do purchase. But with RAPAC, the way I explain it to someone else that's never heard of it is I just tell them that we're supporting the political efforts of the people that are looking out for our private homeowners' rights, and that we're preserving that, and that's why you want to be involved. And another way that I explain it is it's kind of similar to like an insurance policy, because we're ensuring that as real estate agents that we will have this job going forward and be able to be the facilitators that we are to help people purchase private property and preserve that right. And so to me, it's a huge honor, and I'm happy to be a major investor.
Great. Thank you, Stacy.
You're welcome.
Did I miss anyone? Sorry. Okay. I know Corinne's keeping track for me too. So in case I mess up, she's going to be right on that. So I think because we have about 10 minutes left, I'm going to ask you a fun question because I don't want to run out of time on it. And the question is, tell us something fun about yourself that people may not know. And Stacy's smiling, so she must have a really good answer. So go for it, Stacy.
So I love speed and like roller coasters or cars or something like that. So on my bucket list, my daughter and I wanted to go skydiving. So we did that not too long ago, a couple years ago. And I have to say, like driving to the facility, my heart was beating. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this. And then my daughter's like, I can't do it without you, Mom. And so I said, you know what? If it's written that I'm going to die today, I'm going to die today. Let's just do it. And we did it. And we absolutely loved it. And we had a lot of fun. I don't think I'll ever do it again, but at least I can mark it off the list.
Bravery there. Not for me, that's for sure. Allison Cahill, would you like to go ahead and tell us something fun?
Sure. Let's see what something like Stacy. I went skydiving a couple years ago and absolutely loved that.
Yeah.
Something fun about me would be I absolutely love the outdoors. So I'm really into hiking, kayaking, snow skiing, you name it. That's one reason I absolutely love living in Arizona. And the one thing I have not tried yet that I'm going to go do over the weekend for my brother's birthday is we're going fly fishing. So a way to enjoy the outdoors, and I'm super excited about it.
That's fabulous. All right, Jeff. Can't wait to see what you come up with, Jeff.
I was patting my head thinking, okay, this first story was so good about action and speed and roller coasters. I'm like, okay, I don't feel like I'm going to measure up, but I don't worry about it. I'm just going to be real here. So fun things that somebody doesn't know about me. Love CrossFit because I kind of feel like we're an action theme kind of disclosure and everything. Stuff that kind of jumped to my head. Obviously, everyone likes hiking, so I just probably shouldn't throw that one out there. I guess I'm a huge audiobook person. Love listening to like sci-fi and self-improvement books. So I guess that would kind of be like things probably people don't know about me. So
very good. Thank you. Polly Mitchell.
Yes. All right. I love to travel anywhere, anytime, anywhere. It's just the best escape, the best feeling. Meeting new people, getting to know new people. And okay, CrossFit, I love to work out. And I have a strange addiction. I don't know if it's an addiction, but I love to watch air disasters on Netflix. I know that might throw all of you off, but it's fascinating to me to watch. I know, is that weird to say? Most likely it is. But
does the plane have to crash, or can it be the movies where someone rescues?
Yes, all of the above.
Okay.
And so you actually learn a lot about how a plane works and how you can avoid accidents. I know that sounds so weird, but if we're being honest, I have a strange
I see the connection. I see the connection with your travel and your...
Oh, and air disasters. Ooh, there you go.
Totally works.
Anyway, let's just stick with traveling.
Okay. Allison. Oh, did I get Allison? Kristen. Did I get you? Yeah. Kristen.
Billy Blackwell and Kristen.
Something fun. Okay, I love to read. I absolutely love to read. I always have an audiobook and a regular book going because that's something I'm passionate about. I love to do. I love to travel. And this sounds geeky to most people, but maybe not this crowd. But when I travel, the number one thing I like to do is look at houses. So my husband and I are always looking at houses whenever we travel and then fantasizing about, oh, could we buy a house here? But other things, I like to try new things. You know, over the last year, I've really stepped out of my comfort zone and tried some things that so it's fun to just try new experiences and new things.
Great, thank you. And Polly Blackwell.
I think probably I do a lot of these other things, and I love being outdoors and traveling, not watching air disasters.
Oh,
Though.
come on, Holly. You haven't tried it.
Yeah, no, I'm trying. I'm great with the traveling, but not necessarily the air disasters.
I'm sorry.
But one
I
of the
said
things that I have always been passionate about is I absolutely love people. I love what makes them tick, and learning about their lives and learning about anything about them and their history and family history. I absolutely love it. And one of the ways that I found to kind of explore that avenue is I saw a class on handwriting analysis. So I'm like, okay, I'm a lifelong learner. That interests me. So I took a class on handwriting analysis. And so now every now and then, I took it a long time ago, but every now and then I'll start looking at somebody's handwriting and it's like, oh, they have big circles here, and oh, that means this. And but it's just kind of an arm of, because I love people so much and what makes them tick. So I'm just fascinated with people in general.
Very good. All right. Well, that's, I think, all the time we have for our questions. I do want to just talk to the group that's taken the time to get to know these wonderful 6 candidates. I feel really good as the CEO of the association because I'm comfortable with all 6 of them. I think they're great individuals. And, but there is this election thing coming up. So just to let everyone know that that election will open up on October 1st through the 14th. And what I would encourage you to do, because you have taken the time to get to know these individuals, and unfortunately, a lot of our members are, going to vote based on someone telling them who to vote for or whatever. So I would encourage you, because you've taken the time, to just talk about these candidates to everyone and anyone you know who's a member and eligible to vote, both our affiliates and our Realtor members, because I would like to see this be one of the best turnouts we've ever had. I've had people say, well, because we're virtual everything, that we might not have a good turnout, but I'm thinking maybe it's going to be the opposite. We will have this recorded, and Corinne will have it available via a link so that you can forward it to people who want to get to know the candidates as well. And that's pretty much what I would encourage you to do, is encourage people to vote. They will get an individual invitation to vote, but they can also vote just by logging on, and they'll have to have their credentials, which is their email address and password. So that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Cindy to close us out. And you're muted, Cindy. There you go.
Great job, everybody. And I want to thank you all for taking time to be here, just like Rebecca did. We're so excited about new members on the board. One of the things you guys may not realize is the Scottsdale Association is one of the few associations in the Valley where we do not recycle our leadership. So once somebody is on our board, they work through that, and next year I'll serve as past president, and then I will be able to serve on committees, but not on the board again, because we want our members to be able to serve in that capacity and have that leadership opportunity. So that's something great about SAAR that I'm really proud of. So let's talk a little bit about some of our activities coming up. We've got some things that I'd love for you guys to put on your calendars. The Scottsdale City Council Forum and voting in 2020 on September 29th from 9 to 10 a.m. So basically, we're going to spend some time just looking at those specific candidates. And Scottsdale has endorsed several of the Scottsdale candidates. Tammy and Becca and John Little, all 3 of them will be there to have some conversation just like we did today. And then our county recorder candidate, Adrian. So please put that on your calendar. And then of course, our next virtual happy hour is October 8th from 4:30 to 5. If you guys haven't been to one of those yet, you need to put that on your calendar.
Yeah, they're real fun.
They are a blast, and we always have so much fun. And this one's going to be the chief of the Daisy Mountain Fire Department. Of course, we have Fletcher's amazing market updates. Thank you, Fletcher, for that every time we do our virtual happy hours. And then Corinne always has a great prize for us. We do a prize drawing, and of course, Rebecca and Frank do our cocktail tutorial, so you can't miss it. Make sure you share it with your offices, and let's get as much participation as we can. And then of course, don't forget to vote. Our elections are coming up this fall, and you guys know how important that is. We've talked about RAPAC and our involvement in our communities, but don't forget to vote. But I want to thank you guys all for your time today, and thank you to the candidates. We wish you all the best, and I'm with Rebecca. We'll be in great hands no matter who wins, but thank you for taking time today, you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.